Hello everyone, this is eXish, and today we're going to get on the subject of Cruel Digital Root. So Cruel Digital Root is a module based off of a module that exists called Digital Root. If you're interested in learning about that module first, go check out its link to its Steam Workshop page in the description of this video. Other than that, this module is essentially supposed to be a harder version of that module. It was a module idea made by Ruby BFDI, which I essentially added a lot more of my own stuff to because what they specified on there wasn't much, and it would have been not much harder than normal digital root. So I added a little bit into it. It's still not as bad, kind of like faulty digital root, but it was still a blast to make. So the module itself has 8 different numbered displays, 2 different buttons with different colored texts and random texts on them, as well as the module being essentially with the status light in the bottom right instead of the top right because I couldn't fit the 6 displays up top very easily that way. So the deal with the module is it's very much like the original. In order to solve it, you have to press a yes or no button. However, on this module, the yes and no button are of course swapped and kind of ciphered a little bit by having different colors and text on it and whatnot. But in order to figure out whether to press that yes or no button, just like the original, you have to do some digital root work. However, unlike the original, there is a unicorn on this module, as well as it being slightly harder to do the digital root because there's more digital roots to do. So for example, let's take this one down here. Recording down the information first, we have 429178 as well as 21 below it. And then we also have what looks like some sort of red N and green N. And we'll get to those in a moment. So this is the information about the module, and this is going to help us to figure out whether we need to press the yes or no button to diffuse it. So determining this, we need to take the digital root of these 6 numbers here from the top 6 displays, as well as the digital root of these 2 numbers from these other 2 displays. And essentially, if the digital root or single digit value that comes out of both of these is the same, we have to click that yes button. If it isn't, we have to click the no button. And of course, deciphering which is yes and no is the step we do after the calculation, but that is how it works. And of course, the unicorn is if there's a lit SIG indicator on the bomb and there's no phi present in any of the top 6 displays, then you must always press the yes button. Okay, well now you may be wondering something. eXish, how do I take the digital root of a number? You may not know this. Alright, well, the digital root of a number, or at least the generalized digital root of a number, is where you take a number, let's say 65, and you add its digits together until it's a singular digit. So for example, for 65, we add 6 and 5 together, we get 11. That's still greater than a single digit. So we add them together again. We get 2. That is the digital root of 65. And this is what's considered an additive digital root, which is essentially what the general digital root is called. I just did a tutorial as well on faulty digital root. You can check that out if you want as well. That one uses multiplicative digital root at times, which is essentially the same thing, but like changing these plus signs to multiplication signs, which is a little bit harder to do mentally, but you don't have to worry about that here, only how to do a normal digital root. But of course, the original only had 3 displays on the top, and you had to take the digital root of the sum of those 3 numbers. Here, you have to take the digital root of all 6. So, let me just add plus signs between all of them. And also you have to take the digital root of these two bottom ones, which, as you can tell right now, is 3. But let's do this top set. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 9 is 15. 15 plus 1 is 16. 16 plus 17, I believe, is 23. I could be wrong on that. I'm just double checking myself. Well, I do have a calculator here, don't I? Let me just check my math up to this point. I'm terrible. Alright, 16 plus 7. 23. Alright, no, I'm not terrible at math. We're good. So, then 23 plus 8 should be 31. That one I'm pretty confident in. So, you may notice, again, bigger than 1. If you learned, alright, add them together, we get 4. That's pretty close. So, going off of, repeating again what I said earlier, if these two digital root values are the same, we got 4 and 3. They are not the same. But if they were, we have to press the yes button. Otherwise, which is what we have, we press the no button. So we have to figure out which of these buttons is the yes and no button. We have a table helping us here. But, as you can see, it's pretty easy to identify that we have an N. And also, if we can figure out what one of them is, we can easily decipher what the other is. So I'm just going to do one of them, which is our red N. Well, the issue is we have red and dark red. Luckily, we have other ones on this, other cruel digital roots on this bomb to help us figure this out. And, as you can clearly see, on this one right here, the red stands out a lot more as just plain red, while the dark red is more of a maroon color. So it should be pretty obvious to tell which one is which, even if you don't have them on the same bomb. Same goes with green and dark green. As you can see, I got a very light, more lime-ish green, and then a more normal colored dark green. But here we got both the light ones. So we look at normal red then, and the N and where it intersects is no. That means that this right here should be our no button. And if we press it, it should be correct.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So, that is how you solve a cruel digital root. I'm going to do another one here with you guys and then attempt to solve the rest on my own mentally, or at least as fast as I can, to show you all the speed that you should be able to solve it at. So, let's do another one like over here. We've got the digits 2, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, as well as 9 and 7 below it. And a green yes, and a dark green yeah. Alrighty, so let's take the digital root of these top numbers then to figure out whether we need to press a yes or no button. And also, I must mention, it is not possible to get both yes and yes or no and no. You always will have a yes or no button. There's no both. So, if we take the digital root of each of these, let's see if they're equal. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 7 is 11. Plus 3 is 14. Plus 6 is 20. Plus 4 is 4. Add those together, we get 6. Now we got this, 9 plus 7, which is 16. Very close yet again. We end up with 7 on the bottom one, which means we have 6 and 7 as our numbers, so we need to press the no button. Alright, and this is where it could get confusing for some people. You look at it, and they both clearly resemble some sort of yes. Well, you have to figure out which one's lying. So let's look at the first one here. Normal green and yes. It happens to be the top left one, which is our no. Let's press it.
He had defeated the machine.
There you go. So that is cruel digital root. So let's see if I can solve the rest of these at the normal speed that you should be able to. At least it's a representation of that. So if we we come here. 7, 13, 14, 21, 3. 3, that's okay. Both are dark green. No. Yes. Okay, so the yeah.
He had defeated the machine.
Come here. 9 plus 8 is 17. 25. 31. 38. 11. 2. 15. That's a no. That's a no. So nay, red and dark red. Yes and no. So we're doing the dark red nay.
Yes.
Yeah. 8 plus 9 is 17. Plus 2 is 19. Which digital root is 1. That comes 15, which is definitely not 1. Okay. So we got a... Oh, well, there you go.
This was exactly the way. Right now.
And that is how you solve cruel digital root. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If it wasn't and you still don't understand it, you can contact me on my Discord, which is in the description. Thank you all so much for tuning into this tutorial, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.